Welcome to episode 11. Today, I'm going to talk about what you need for preschooling at home. Preschool is one of the most fun homeschooling years. Before you dive in head first, there are a few things you need to do to prepare. This checklist will help make sure you have all your bases covered. I will also share my journey with you, what we decided to do, and why. Just to be clear, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to buy because that greatly depends on your child and the curriculum you choose. The first thing you need to do is understand how preschoolers learn best. This may be the most important step and the most basic. Most preschoolers learn best through play and hands-on activities. You may have to throw your views of homeschooling out the window if you envision your child sitting at a desk listening to you as you write on the whiteboard. If this was your vision, it may be hard for you to change your mindset, but it is very important that you make these changes in their younger years. Kids who are pushed too hard too soon will look at school as something negative for years to come. Next, you will need to choose your curriculum. There are hundreds of different homeschooling curricula out there, so take your time and choose one that you think will work well for your family. The rest of this section is going to be about what I learned on my preschool curriculum journey. This isn't to persuade you to do what I did, but if you are like me, I hope this will be helpful for you. I tried a lot of different curriculums. Subscription boxes, paid apps, free curriculum, expensive curriculum, workbooks, and the list goes on. I think preschool, especially for us first-timers, is where we mess up a lot. But it's also where we learn a lot. This is also why I recommend starting with preschool. It's easy and there is a lot of room to learn. So then, as your child gets older and there is less room for error, you will be better prepared. One thing I learned is that every kid is different. Every child learns differently. Some kids like singing, some like getting messy, some like workbooks, and some like doing a little of everything. Having a curriculum that had activities that were set in stone just didn't work out for me. Another thing I learned was that every kid is at a different level, especially in preschool. I found that with these curriculums, the activities were either too hard or too easy, and this led to my kid being either frustrated or bored. Then I realized that every homeschooling parent's situation is different. For me, I also had a baby, and that made some of the activities a little challenging. Some curriculums ended up being super hard to use because of the current situation I was in. I also learned that with preschoolers, every day is different. There are so many things that can affect your day, and some days you may need to just throw in the towel. But I felt like if I didn't get to the daily activity, I might fall behind because I didn't know what my goals were. I felt completely lost with all of these curriculums. I felt like they were throwing activities at me, and I needed to know if they were okay to adjust or if I would mess everything up by changing or skipping something. Let's talk a little about unit study curriculums. I absolutely love unit studies. Unit studies are actually how I ended up doing what I'm doing now. I've learned so much about life and all of the things around us from unit studies, even at a preschool level. But I didn't love curriculums that only focused on unit studies because the activities got boring. I felt like they were trying too hard to keep the activities aligned with the topic. On the other hand, unit studies are a great way to get together with other homeschool families for a co-op day, which is what I did. I will put a link in the description for my course on how to create your own co-op. What I ended up doing was creating my own child-led preschool curriculum. I figured out what the preschool goals were. I created a chart and an assessment based on the goals. This allows parents to see exactly what they need to focus on with their child and what they can use as a refresher. I chose to make it a child-led curriculum because it allows you and your child to choose the activities you do based on your child's interests, your child's mood, the supplies you have, and availability that day. Then I threw in real-life topics. It honestly made a huge difference. My kids love learning time now. It wasn't easy, but it was something I needed to do, not only for myself, but for everyone else facing the same struggles I was. Now, let's talk about supplies. You'll need some basic supplies before you can start your year. Of course, books are the most important thing you can give your child access to. Reading is very important. Visit the library on a regular basis. Keeping new books in your house will keep your child interested in reading. You can have some writing supplies on hand even though your child may not be ready for writing. There are some great products out there like tracing boards, pencils for little hands, and water mats. No matter what curriculum you have, I think it's nice to have a couple of other products or games on hand outside of the curriculum. This gives you the opportunity to grab something educational to play with after learning time. And if it's a game, they won't even realize they are learning. I also like to incorporate life skills into our day. This can be cleaning, cooking, getting dressed, brushing teeth, or anything else that they can do on their own that is helpful for getting us through the day. Now let's talk about helping the kids let out their energy. I think it's important to have something available to your kids to help them let their energy out. My kids ride their scooters, play in the backyard, jump on the trampoline, read fitness books, play on our wall gym, and watch brain break videos on YouTube. Plus, we do the fitness activities from our curriculum. I also think it's important to have a printer, and I love having a laminator. You can use dry erase pockets rather than a laminator. Either way, it saves the activities so you can use them again later. I will put a link in the description for all of my favorite items. Next, think about setting up a schedule. This step is crucial because it will help you find balance and feel accomplished. Having a set schedule will help keep both you and your child on track. That being said, don't be afraid to mix things up from time to time. A little bit of flexibility will go a long way towards keeping everyone happy. Next, get organized. Being organized is key when homeschooling any age group. You don't need to create a dedicated space for homeschooling, but it is helpful to have all the supplies and materials you'll need organized in one area. And last, find a community. Join a mom group or a homeschool group in your area. It helps so much to have people you can talk to who understand your life. And it's a bonus that your kids get to play with other kids. Some international groups are MOPS, Moms Club, and Wild and Free. You can also search online or on Facebook for homeschool groups in your area. Or if you are looking for an online community, check out my Facebook group. Okay, let me give you a quick recap. First, you need to have a good understanding of how preschoolers learn best. Second, choose a curriculum based on your child's learning style and what you, the parent, are able to do. Third, gather basic supplies. Don't overdo it, and get some fun, educational games to play randomly throughout the day. Fourth, create a schedule but be flexible when needed. 5, stay organized. And 6, find a community. There's no denying that homeschooling a preschooler is a big undertaking. It may require prepping activities, more cleanup time, and managing your day better. But if you take the time to prepare beforehand, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. By following these steps, you'll be well on your way to setting up a successful homeschool for your family. I hope you found this podcast helpful. I'll put links for everything in the description. All right, that is it for today. Let me know if you ever have any questions. See you in the next episode.